Yes.
Okay. Hi. Yeah, today I was speaking about a topic called from a pull request wrangler shadow to an LFX mentee. And yeah, my name is Charles Uneze. I'm a technical writer at Informa Tech Targets. It's a media company based in the US. Yeah, I'm a technical writer at Informa Tech Targets, and I was an ex LFX mentee, which is a Linux Foundation mentorship program in 2024 last year. It usually takes place three times a year. I was in the second set or second term. So I'm also a member of the Kubernetes GitHub organization, and I'm also a certified Kubernetes Cloud Native Associate, Prometheus Associate, and AWS Solutions Architect. And in my free time, I enjoy watching movies and also traveling. Yes, so what we'll be discussing today. So first of all, we will get to know what the pull request wrangler is about, and we'll also go over the task a pull request wrangler shadow do, because the shadow is like an assistant to the actual pull request wrangler. Then we will talk about how to make the most of your shadowing experience, and then we would get to know how to join the Kubernetes docs community. I mean, when you go over the pull request wrangler program, if you enjoy it and okay, I want to participate, then I mean you can now join the Kubernetes docs community. Then we'll go over how to use certifications as a first step in your learning journey. Then we would also talk about how to request to become a pull request wrangler shadow. And then we would also talk about how to transition to become an LFX mentee, which is like an internship program. And lastly, we will talk about how to express your interest in joining the Kubernetes organization. It has a lot of benefits though. But yeah, so let's begin. Yeah, so first of all, what's the pull request wrangler program about? So it's basically it allows a contributor to take shifts when working on pull requests. So the thing is, one thing with contributing to open source, you're doing this for free. So most times you may feel reluctant to actively contribute because maybe you might be busy at work, you might be busy in school, you might have personal family issues to deal with and all that. So the program is just a way for you to say, okay, for this particular week, I will just sacrifice 1 week to actively review pull requests, and work on maybe open GitHub issues and all that. And this week, I'm actually on duty, which is I started January 26th. I'm shadowing Tim. He's an amazing engineer. So yeah, I'm the shadow. So this is the approve. He's the approver. I'm the shadow. So yeah. So what are the tasks of a pull request wrangler shadow? So first of all, you would frequently remind contributors to sign the CLA. The CLA is just like a contributor license agreement. So one thing, this CLA is like a legal stuff you need to sign. It also protects the Kubernetes organization. When you're working for a company, most companies they have this rule that okay, you can't just contribute to open source without maybe making them know. And most times they might want to maybe scrutinize you if you're using company time to go and contribute to open source and you didn't tell them. It might raise up issues and stuff like that. So most times when people are just beginning, even people who aren't actually working, they might forget to sign this CLE. And if you don't sign this CLE, if you open a pull request, it won't get merged. So your job as a pull request wrangler shadow is to frequently remind these contributors that, oh, see, please, you need to sign this CLA. You open this pull request, but I think you forgot to sign the CLA. So you just maybe go to the pull request and just leave a comment like the way this person did. He was like, thank you for your contribution. Could you please sign the CLA before the PR can be reviewed? He also provided like the steps to sign the CLA. So that's one of the tasks, of a pull request wrangler shadow. Yeah, so the second task is you would frequently review pull requests. So this is a a message from the person that was shadowing. I'm also shadowing him this week. So he was telling me that please pick up to 4 PRs that are English language, because the documentation website has different languages, so it supports beyond English. So I mean, I'm an English speaker, so I'm working on English related documentation. So he was like, okay, so GitHub has like labels. When you're trying to, labels are like to filter pull requests, so you can filter by language. So it was like, okay, I should filter based on English language and filter based on those that does not have LGTM. This thing means looks good to me. Based on the person reviewing it, it's like, oh, this thing looks good to me. So yeah, I think you can progress and maybe approve it or something like that. So it was like, check this one also. Then it was like, anyone that don't have a red colored label. Most in the Kubernetes pull requests, labels that are like red colored are often put on hold. Maybe the reviewer saw something and they're like, okay, this thing needs to be addressed. So let's put on a hold on this PRO. We won't merge it anytime soon until we've resolved that particular issue. I even have like a pull request that has a red colored label. It hasn't been merged till now because they're actually working on something. So he said filter based on these. Oh, my bad. Sorry. So he said filter based on this and review them. Then you can also reply here. This is actually on Slack. So he's like, when I review them, I can reply directly on the Slack privately to ask for advice. If I'm lost or if I'm a bit confused, stuff like that. As if I prefer to do that, it's not compulsory. But I feel like I'm confident with this particular review, I can just review the PR directly. So this is like screenshot of me reviewing EP from last month. So yeah. So the next task is frequently notifying your Wrangler about an approval worthy PR. So when you're reviewing some PRs, okay, let me just go over the message he actually sent me. So it was like, you can add a /approve. This is like a command in GitHub, specifically on the GitHub pull requests. So you see, when I can add this approve command to any, oh my bad. So I can add it to any PR that I think, oh, this PR is good to merge, and I can also direct message him on Slack the URL of those PRs. So he also says that approval, this command that I'm going to like comment on the pull request, it won't trigger a merge, meaning it won't merge the pull request directly because I don't have the permission to do that. But the bot will still note that I've approved it. Now, when I've done that particular thing, he might disagree with that particular approval. So he said, I might disagree with your approves, and that's fine. If I do, I will message you to explain why. Then he said, if you see PRs that you think we should merge, you can also add a comment. Then you can either reply directly to the PR or maybe run the draft response past me first, which is him. So yeah, so one thing with contributing to open source is that most times there may be disagreements, and you need to be understanding because you're actually collaborating with someone. So most times the person would not approve of your suggestion. And it's a great opportunity for you to learn. I mean, you're shadowing this person. This person is like a senior engineer or senior technical writer, and you're like the junior. So you need to. Open source is an opportunity for you to just learn these skills, even if you don't have a job. Let's say you just graduated from school, or you are still in school, and you want to like start gaining work experience, indirectly. So you can see this communication. I mean, this person's team, he works in his own as in he works in the company differently, but he's also offering this kind of mentorship. He's actually based in London. Man, all the way from London, you're getting this, mentorship. And I mean, I'm in Nigeria, is in London. I'm getting this one-on-one mentorship. It's amazing. Trust me. And this Pull Request Wrangler program, it even makes it even easier because most times these people are busy, to reply your message directly. So most times they won't prefer you to maybe drop it on the channel. so everyone can actually respond. But when you are participating in this particular program, you can have this one-on-one mentorship. Most times, you can even have video calls with the person, and the person will be breaking things down for you as you're getting lost. Like, the opportunity is amazing. Trust me. So yeah, so making the most of your shadowing experience. So one thing you can do is you should frequently update your Wrangler when you work on a PR. So what I often do is, let's say like today now, I haven't actually reviewed any PRs today. When I'm free and I work on a PR, I would message him privately and tell him, oh, I worked on this particular PR today. This is why I feel like, okay, this is the issue I saw. Okay, or maybe this PR is worth merging, stuff like that. You're frequently updating him to just know that, okay, him or her, so they'll know, okay, this person is actually active, in this task. So another thing is work on pull request backlogs, basically old open PRs. So if you go to the Kubernetes website's GitHub repo, there are a lot of open pull requests. You will see them, most times these old pull requests, maybe they've worked on it, and maybe people just got tired of the feedback and all that, so they just left the PR. So if you want to make the most of your shadowing experience, go and work on those old backlogs. Even the person you're shadowing he or she would like that. This person is even working on this backlog. Thank God, because those backlogs have just been there and stuff. So always try to work on those PR backlogs. It's nice. So now let's say you've participated in this Pull Request Wrangler program and you're enjoying it. You feel like, I think I would want to, go deeper into this Kubernetes, into this open source of Kubernetes, stuff like that. You can join the Kubernetes documentation community, So I'm mostly working on documentation. This PR Wrangler program is also documentation related. So when you join the Kubernetes community on Slack, there's a SIG docs channel. SIG means special interest group docs. So Kubernetes, they actually have different departments, for different stuff. So SIG docs is documentation related. So you can join the community first, then you search for SIG docs channel and join the channel. Then you can also attend community meetings when you can. So they frequently hold meetings. I mean, you might not be able to attend all the meetings because you're busy and all that, but when you can, it would be nice. It's great to like join the meeting, join conversations. Like the way you're attending this event right now, it's an opportunity for you to also share your thoughts in the meeting, because everyone is there. It's live. No one can say, oh, I'm busy right now. Oh, I have work. Oh, I have my kids to attend to, stuff like that. Everybody's there, they're present. And it's also an opportunity for you to, if you have an open pull request, it's an opportunity for you to raise up your pull request and say, oh, I've had this pull request open for almost a week now, and nobody has really done anything. Please, can you guys actually work on this PR? If somebody would just open the PR and start working on it immediately. So yeah, the meetings are very nice. So now let's say you joined the community, you've gone over the whole Pull Request Wrangler program, and you're like, okay, how will I even improve my skills? You can. I love using certification as a learning path because I feel like most times it's not even regular. You might when you search for tutorials online, some tutorials are not. They might just cover some parts of that particular stuff. So it might be nice to follow a certification path where they will teach you the whole stuff. They'll just teach you everything at once. So I'll suggest you start with the KCNA, which is Kubernetes Cloud Native Associate. This is just like the level 1. You can start there. I started there. You don't need to write the exam first, though. I mean, you can just get the course on Udemy and start learning. So yeah, you can just start there. Then once you've you study that KCNA exam guides, and you're like, okay, I'm now understanding this whole Kubernetes stuff. Okay, let me upgrade now, that kind of stuff. You now progress to the CKA, which is the Certified Kubernetes Associate, or the CKAD. I started with the CKA because this CKA will teach you about the cluster. You know how the whole cluster was actually built. This CKAD application is not really, it's like the whole deploying pods. You will learn about stuff that are deployed inside the cluster. But the CKA will teach you how to build the cluster, kind of. So I started with that CKA, and it made me really understand it. Even the internship I did was focused more on CKA. It was because I studied CKA. You might study CKAD, and the internship you land is CKAD related. But I loved, the pure engineering part of things. So I started with that Kubernetes administrator. So if you study this one and study this one, you'll be confident, with your skills. Then you can now start contributing. Because if you start with the KCNA and you go through open pull requests or open GitHub issues, you might not feel confident to start working on them. So I would suggest you progress to any of these before you start contributing. You would feel, sometimes it can feel very bad when you you try to contribute and you'll be like, all these things are hard, though. I don't understand. Why is this thing hard like this? So please just progress there before you start contributing, so you will be feeling yourself and enjoying the whole journey. So once you start contributing, then you can now apply for the Linux Foundation, apply for a scholarship. So this scholarship, they would give you a voucher for an exam, for any of these exams though. I got the scholarship for the KCNA exam. So they'll give you a voucher for the exam. They will also give you a voucher for a course teaching the KCNA, and depending on the particular certification you choose. So it's because the certification is actually very expensive. This was a screenshot from when I passed the KCN exam, and this is the whole celebration GIF. Anyways, so the scholarship is an opportunity. So the exam is very expensive. I think it's like $200 something or $300 something, which is quite expensive when you convert it to Nigerian currency. So it would be nice to apply for a scholarship, but start contributing first. So when you're pitching to them about a scholarship, they'll know this person has been contributing. This person is very active, so then they would really, really consider you. Not like you've not even contributed anything, nothing at all. They're not participating in any stuff. I just want to apply for scholarship. They won't really take you seriously. I doubt they will, seriously. So, yeah. Now, let's say you've passed the exams, and you want to become a Pull Request Wrangler. Maybe you've been contributing previously, but you are not really a Pull Request Wrangler, because you don't need to be a Pull Request Wrangler to actually contribute. You can just contribute. But let's say you've been contributing previously and you feel like, okay, I want to start participating more. Then you can request to become a Pull Request Wrangler. So you can just drop a message on this SIGDocs channel on Slack, or you can reach out to any of the chairs. You can just search any of these names on the channel and maybe send them a message directly, or you can just send a message on the channel and just tag them and tell them, I would like to be a Pull Request Wrangler. Or when you're pitching to them, you can say, okay, I've been contributing this, I've been doing this, so they would feel confident when they are recommending you to a Pull Request Wrangler you can shadow. You understand? So now transitioning to become an LFX mentee. Everybody likes money. Please, everybody want to look fly, they want to travel more and enjoy life. So this is where the LFX mentee comes in. So the LFX mentee is a 3-month mentorship program. It's open to software engineers. It's also open to technical writers. So if you can code, or if you're still a newbie in code, do documentation, which is this technical writer. That's what I did. Now, it's easier if you are already familiar with Kubernetes. So this is because the LFX mentorship program, there are a lot of CNCF projects pitching that okay, they have these issues, these open GitHub issues, and they feel like in the next 3 months, if Linux Foundation funds them, they can mentor someone that would gain some work experience. And a lot of these projects use Kubernetes, or they deploy inside the Kubernetes cluster. So if you know Kubernetes, you can easily pick up any projects you want to pick up. So it's nice to learn Kubernetes first of all. I mean, coding or learning how to write. That one you need to learn that one. But I'm talking of like the other technical aspects, which is the actual Kubernetes. So it would be nice to learn Kubernetes. And to learn Kubernetes, like I mentioned, just go through the certifications and build your skills. Then go from there. So it happens 3 times a year. So this is one happening now. I think they started accepting proposals from projects who are interested. It started on January 8th, and it's going to end February 4th. That is for projects who are pitching, oh, I would like funding. But the actual mentees who would like to participate, it would begin February 5th, which is next week. Next week, I guess. And it would end February 18th. So let's say you already know Kubernetes and you want to participate. Just so there's actually a URL. I'll share a link. Maybe okay. You can search for my name, Charles Uneze, on LinkedIn. I would share a link to the slide. Then you can just go there and just click on this link, or you can just search LFX Mentee GitHub or mentoring. When you search it, then you can just go through this path for 2025. Then you see the current projects that are pitching. So you can just go through them and know, okay, which one you feel like you can actually do. You understand? So yeah, let me also mention how much they pay. So they actually pay $3,000 for the 3 months, and you can only participate once. So once you're done, you can't participate again. So it's just like a one-time opportunity for 3 months. They pay you $3,000, which is $1,000 a month. Which, I mean, it's an amazing deal. Trust me. So yeah, this is an example of projects. This is from, I think this is from last year or last 2 years. So when you're searching through the repo, just search for recommended skills. So this is where you will see the skills you feel like you can actually do. You understand me? So this one now, they require skills with if you're skilled in Go and you're skilled in scripting, it's probably Bash. So if you feel like, just go through the skills first before going through all these parts. Once you see the skill, like for documentation related skill, they might just say technical writing and maybe Kubernetes, for example, stuff like that. Once you just see something like that, you know this one is documentation related. Then you now go through the description of what they want. Then also go through this the expected outcome. Expected outcome is just like the final result that they expect you to do. Like this one, they are saying that you need to add a test that covers 80% of code parts, blah blah blah. So just know that when you start your mentorship, you must achieve this expected outcome. Now, like me, when I was doing mine, we couldn't achieve the whole outcome, but we could achieve some of them. And that was not because we couldn't from our end. It was because the projects we were integrating with, they had issue in their own side. So the issue was not from us. So we couldn't fix some of those things. But the one we completed the whole task. So then you will see mentors you can work with. So now let's say you've gotten the skills that is required. You've gone through a description of the project. You've gone through the outcome, and you feel like, this project, I can achieve this outcome. Then you start. This is where contributions start coming in. So before contribution, upstream issue, they will mention the actual open GitHub issue. So yeah, once you click on this, you will see the GitHub, the full description of the GitHub issue, basically what they want you to work on. So now, before you even apply, once you open that GitHub issue, you just start contributing. You don't need to actually start contributing on that particular GitHub issue. You can just go through the project in general and start contributing. So this was me. I've not even applied when I started contributing. I just started contributing. I started fixing small issues. you know, small issues. So this was my contribution graph that month. I've not even applied though. I just started contributing because when you're not applying, you're applying with confidence. You're like, okay, see, I've solved this, I've done this, I've done that. You're not very confident in, when you're applying compared to other people. Because now you'll be weighing yourself with other people. Okay, other people are contributing too, but are you contributing more? You actually contribute more to the project before you apply. Are you contributing more than those people? And are you contributing reasonable, stuff also? And when you're contributing, please ask a lot of questions on the project Slack. Don't feel shy asking questions. No matter how dumb the question feels to you, just ask. Just keep asking. Just keep asking and keep asking and keep solving and keep contributing until you're not confident. Then you apply. It will give you a very good edge compared to other people. Trust me. Then you get your $3K. Very nice. So yeah, that'll be all. I'm taking questions and answers now. So yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Charles. I never knew. You see, that's why some of these discussions are great to be had in meetups like this. I didn't know that there was a thing like shadowing in contributions. And I say every single day I am chatting with people, it exposes me to like new ways you can contribute to open source, get involved and build on your skill set. Like I see the mentorship opportunities in this, and like so many persons may have been looking to break into Kubernetes community but did not know how to. And this is like an awesome way to do that without, and I know so many maintainers that always complain that they don't have time to, review pull requests. But having this program like this is really awesome. Thank you so much for this session.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's amazing. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so
So
someone
yeah,
is asking, how can they join the Slack channel for Kubernetes?
yes. I think if okay, I can actually let me see if I can. If you just Google Kubernetes Slack, you should see a link to it. But I can drop it here too. But I know. I actually provided a link on this slide, though. But if you just message me on LinkedIn. I'll try to share it now. But if you can't get it now, just message me on LinkedIn or message anybody doing Kubernetes. They can, give you the URL. Yeah. Let me see if I can get a link to it.
I think someone dropped it in the chat. Thank you, Hilary.
Yes.